Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, continuing to explore the bot that is Xena, the random cheese master. And taking on Xena, it is going to be none other than Caninana, the third highest ranked bot on the SC2 AI ladder. So it's going to be a fairly close match. And we've kind of been testing how well certain bots stand up to the cheese of Xena. So I thought it's time for the third ranked bot to see how it does against the second ranked bot as far as defending the cheese and whatnot goes. And Xena starts things off saying, prepare to die, so things are getting a little bit heated already. We've got Xena playing Terran this game. And yeah, it's a 1v1 bot cast. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead and slap that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel and join the Discord. And leave a comment down below that says more bots if you want to see more bots. You guys are the best at it for supporting the channel against the YouTube bot. That's the YouTube algorithm. Leaving a comment does help a lot. Thank you very much. And now we'll see where this game's gonna go. We see Terran build, Proxy Marauder 81%. I'm not sure what build Xena's going for yet. Looks like it's just going for an expansion, so a bit of a mystery. It didn't actually say, I don't think, clearly what build it's going for. Maybe macro, if I had to guess. So the fact that Xena does have some macro builds is exciting to see, so we'll see how well it does. As a Marine is getting right on top of that Sloverlord very quickly. Killing that could hiccup Caninana's macro quite a bit. And then we've got just Scoutinglings moving out for Caninana. Caninana is a macro bot. It does tend to play safer, though, with the early spawning pool. And then just, yeah, going to be trying to scout out with that Ling. We've actually got a tag for Roaches and Expand. I'm not sure. I guess just Caninana saying it's Roach time. And then starting Roaching. Roaches are way more efficient in bot games than they are in regular human games, because the bots can burrow the roaches so they regen the HP, stop them from dying. And then that opens up a whole can of worms in that your opponent has got to program their bot to have detection. And that's not an easy thing to do at all. It's probably one of the harder challenges, I imagine, when it comes to being a bot author, is when to detect burrowed units, how to go about programming them. Because even as a human player, that can be difficult, knowing when to scan, when to get detection, that kind of thing. Now, we do have Xena just macroing away. It's going for a 1-1-1 here, so one barracks, one factory, one starport, and we'll see how that's going to develop, what sort of tech it's going to go for. It's got the bunker at the front, though, so it should be safe for this macro, whereas Caninana is being very, very safe, or potentially aggressive. I think just safe, as this bot is a very middle road bot. It doesn't really take too many risks or anything, and it gives it a stable foundation to macro, to not die too easily to anything. You'll have to forgive me there as I take out my elastics for my braces. I was supposed to have my braces off a month ago, which would make my casting life a little easier, but unfortunately it's going to be a few more months at least, and now I've got the joy of wearing elastics on my teeth, so it does make casting a little bit less comfortable, so I decided to take those out now. As yeah, let's just see where this game's going to go. We have got a fusion core about to finish up for Xena, so it potentially could be a battle cruiser opening. So let's hope. I guess we can't look at that chat now that it's been pushed down, but I didn't see if BCs were one of those builds. I think it might have been. So a battle cruiser opening for Xena, getting out the BC, getting out a fast on location third. This is one of the corners you can cut. So all of a sudden we're seeing the cheesy bot have a bit of a macro side, and that's even more impressive when it comes to Xena, because making a macro bot is hard enough. Making a bot that plays all races and macro is just got to be a daunting task. So It's very exciting. I don't think I've cast a macro Xena game before. I've cast longer Xena games in which like a cheese gets really dragged out. But as far as the game where it just sits back and then goes for a battle cruiser, can't say I've seen that before, so very exciting. And then we have got double overseers on the way for Caninana, so scouting out. It's got Lings burrowed at all the bases it can. Maybe that's the way that Xena can kind of head off the issue of having to kill Lings to free up an expansion. It's just by taking the expand on location early before any burrowed Lings can really get in there. Now we have got Caninana sending out those scouting overseers. 2 battle cruisers are on the way at a time now. We have got 1 out. It's now potentially going to move across the map. We'll see. Now, these Zerg bots, they are very good at dealing with battlecruiser play. I've cast a lot of Ben bot on this channel. Ben bot is an incredible meching Terran bot, but Caninana and can take him down, so, or it down, pardon me. Whereas we'll see if Xena is able to put to play that strategy a little better. Oh my gosh, is Xena going for a 4th base already? It is. It scans, it kills off that Ling with no hiccups or anything like that, so that's very impressive. We've got mass spore crawlers going down in response to the battlecruiser, and oh man, this is Caninana setting up its death zone here for battlecruisers. One way to deal with battlecruisers is infestors. And you may be thinking, is Caninana bugging out here? No, it's not. It's just making a kill zone with spore crawlers, and the plan is going to be to make an infestor, to neural parasite the battlecruiser, and then use its teleportability against itself by teleporting it onto all of these spore crawlers. Effectively a killing zone, and we'll see if that's going to work out or not. We do have an incredible strong macro play from Xena with that 4th base on the way already. I mean, Caninana is only on 4 bases itself. We do have a bit of a poke from Xena. No major attacks just yet. These BCs have teleport. They've got Yamato cannon. There is burrowed roaches engaging these non-upgraded Marines, so those Marines are going to have a bad time. Xena electing to retreat on out of there with the Marines that survive, but none survive. We've got a scan going down to kill off 1 roach. At least it gets that. So Xena so far being pretty free with its scans, so we'll see if it keeps that behavior up or not. It is making an orbital at that 4th base. You see 2 Yamato cannons going down, engaging into these queens now, and queens against battlecruisers doesn't go too well for queens generally. It's only 2 BCs, but look at how much effort it takes to try and kill off these BCs. The injured BC is now teleporting out, an incredibly low teleport threshold for that battlecruiser. I could see that being problematic. We've got some BCs that teleport out at like 20 HP. Xena, I think, or at 200 HP, pardon me. Xena teleported out at like 50. So if we see some battlecruisers die later on, I won't be surprised. Either that, or this bot could have incredibly robust programming potentially, where it kind of calculates how much damage it's taking or what the threat is around it. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. I don't even know if any bots utilize that, but so far, yeah. Xena, it hits, yeah, it's about 60, 70 HP and teleports out, getting maximum efficiency there. I'm going to keep a close eye on that, though, to see whether that backfires or not and leads to dead battlecruisers. Regardless, though, we've got ship weapons level 1 on the way to really upgrade those battlecruisers. Yamato cannons going down, killing off queens. We see Caninana making infestors. It's going to be making corruptors soon, too. However, it's taken a bit, seeing as how it does not have a spire yet. So just infestors and queens to defend against these BCs. And Xena is being so aggressive with these battlecruisers, just flying right on into the Zerg natural. And there is infestors about to pop out. They do not have the upgrade. I can't recall the name that makes them spawn with more energy, so I'm not sure if they have energy to use a neural parasite just yet. It doesn't look like they do. They don't quite have that much energy, but they're going to have that energy in just a second here. So we'll see, is there going to be a neural and potentially a dead battle cruiser? Regardless, though, these BCs are just destroying Caninana. I mean, even the spire, the critical spire to make corruptors, could be going down. It gets canceled. That's disastrous. Drones are having to burrow to avoid the battlecruisers, and Xena is just being so darn aggressive here that the amount of work it's getting done is ridiculous. We see 1 neural parasite go down this BC, targeting down another injured battlecruiser, forcing it out. Is there going to be a teleport? Yes, there is. Another neural goes down. These BCs could start dying here. There's one That is now dead, and potentially this other one gonna die too. Not really microing at all. Another one gets knurled and teleported out. Xena saying initiating tactical repositioning. I don't know if that's too tactical, getting teleported onto spore crawlers there. But finally, Caninana puts a bit of a stop to this battlecruiser bullying it's been receiving. And man, that was some bullying. 19 queens have died this game. The first battlecruisers just died there. 3 dead to 19 queens to 3 infestors died as well. Lots of drones, 2 bases. Yamato cannon going down. But these Zerg bots, they really gain efficiency as the game goes on. Now that the spellcasters are out, we could see lots and lots of dead battlecruisers here, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. As look at this, infestors are lurking about. There's a neural parasite. Battlecruiser is all of a sudden on Caninana's side. Another neural parasite goes down, then an immediate Yamato cannon. It hits a marine, but still, that is better than hitting a Zerg unit. There's the teleport. We'll see, is this battlecruiser just gonna die? It's gonna try and get out of there, which is good to see, but nope, it's still in the killing zone, and they just die like it's nothing instantly. 700 resources gone for Xena, and Xena is still only on 4 bases as well. A 5th definitely should have been taken by now, but that's not the case. We do see a scan, pardon me, kill off one of those infestors, and the BCs are bullying on the front. I mean, there's still no corruptors because that Spire was canceled. They're now being produced. There's a neural parasite. Yamato cannons going down, hitting queens. There's still the infestors, though. That one BC now going to be teleported out onto that spore crawler. There's going to be another dead battlecruiser, no doubt about it. Yamato cannons going down once again, but more neural parasites, and these BCs now shooting their friends. They're trying to get away. They're like, no, Bill, it's me. Stop shooting me. But now we've got corruptors even joining into the killing zone here. And these 2 BCs are going to try and get out of there, but they've used their teleport. There shall be no escape, I believe. And we actually have a bit of a counterattack here by the Roaches, hurting the economy of Xena. And Xena's economy is actually taking a big blow here, not mining at all. It's producing 4 battlecruisers at a time, but I'm not sure it'll be able to keep that up. And I think we may be seeing potential weakness here for Xena. There it is again. Caninana takes over a battlecruiser, uses the Yamato, and that boy is gonna be dead. Death sentence right there, as that infestor does not get scanned. Another dead battlecruiser. The spores take a bit of damage due to these BCs upgrade, but there's even another neural parasite. Funnily enough, the BC may live longer being on the Zerg side. But there's another battlecruiser just teleporting in. They're just getting teleported on in all day long. And it goes to show how being out on the map, which is Xena's style, Xena's aggression, does not work against a Zerg that's just catching and killing BCs all day long. 11 have died this game, and they've not been getting the efficiency they need. This one may get out of there since there's no infestor to catch and kill it. But we're still seeing Xena. Its mining has really been reduced this game, and I'm honestly not sure where all the SCVs are. I guess just running around trying to repair battlecruisers, but the economy has taken big damage, and I think things are looking pretty good for Caninana. That being said, though, Caninana is still only on 4 bases. Both bots are on 4 bases, so that could lead to big problems for the Zerg. A battlecruiser teleports out, actually makes it home, not to the spore crawler forest. And we see fungal growth goes down. That battlecruiser escaped, so it is good to see these BCs are escaping. And with it being 4 base to 4 base, there is the potential for these bots to start running out of steam, to start running out of resources. And so there's still hope for Xena in this game. That being said, though, Xena is so broke, down to 36 workers. It's losing mining efficiency because SCVs have been just repairing BCs constantly. 2 neural parasites go down, and that is going to be 2 dead battlecruisers. They're just going to pop pretty much immediately, and Xena cannot afford to replace those. So Caninana showing us how good it is in the late game. It had some early hiccups against those battlecruisers, and it's still reeling from it, but the efficiency with the infestors is just so darn good. There's no real counterplay to that for Xena. Xena's economy, it was so focused on making battlecruisers and attacking, it's not really mining now. Look at this, so many SCVs are pulled off to repair these BCs constantly. It may be a little overkill, and I'm curious why Xena never did take a 5th base or try and macro up more. That is something that I wonder. We're seeing a Yamato cannon go down on an infestor. It does get killed off, but I mean, look at that, another dead battlecruiser most likely. Yep, dead BC, and Xena can't afford to replace those anymore. It's falling in supply. its mining really just got interrupted at some point, and Caninana is going to win out. I will say the lack of further expands for Caninana does make me a little bit worried. Like, it definitely could have squeezed out a couple of bases. It's got a Spore, I think, potentially blocking this base. It's got a Ling blocking this one, but it could have expanded here. And so I am wondering where the hiccup for that happened, whether it was just losing the 2 bases and that it doesn't have behavior to replace those. But look at that, Neural Parasite, dead BC. I think the only question is whether we have more dead BCs or more likes on this video, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure to go ahead and slap that like button. I think Xena is pretty much toast at this point, as Caninana is really starting to mine out itself, but it's at least long distance mining. It's 76 drones to 20 SCVs. This command center is not going to get lifted off. It's just going to die. You see BC's teleporting on out, but that one didn't have teleport, and now Xena now down to 40 supply. So I think that is going to be the game. But what a game this was. So aggressive really is the strength of Xena. It's cool to see that it does have some macro play, but there's no shame in losing a macro game to Caninana, and we saw once those Infestors did get out how good things got for Caninana. The game completely turned around, and yeah, Caninana, an impressive bot through and through. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, leave a comment down below if you want to see more of these bots. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not, consider becoming a YouTube member if you want to support the channel. And yeah, there is nothing, literally nothing left for Xena. And that shall be that. Still no more expands for Caninana. Just long distance mining away. Doing its thing. GG.